Robin, turn off your sound.
All right, welcome back to episode 184. How's it going, Will?
It's going good if you want to look over here. Mine's not picking it up today.
No?
No, where are you?
We should be on Citizens United, I hope. Robin, are we there?
Yeah.
How come I
Refresh.
I don't have it.
Nobody
likes me.
Let's see. Anyways, here we are. Everyone's here, so we're not shorthanded. What's going on, Noelle? Anything new? Or for you, anything?
Oh, God, no.
No.
Oh, I mean, yes, but I wish I could talk about it. I just
Right.
can't.
No, you can't.
No, I know.
No, you can't, and you won't.
Someday.
Someday.
Day in the future when it's all taken care of. Beautiful day today outside.
Yeah, really beautiful.
I was writing down the weather before we go on. It says 63 Tuesday, 63 Wednesday, 15 degrees then the low. It goes to 29 on Thursday, down to 15 again, and then 45 on Friday.
Yeah, it's only
Isn't
like
that
a day
nuts?
and a half
Of some really
it's a roller
cold.
coaster now.
That's really cold though, from 63 to
That means it's gonna
Wait,
be
when is it going to be?
wacky. Tuesday and Wednesday they're saying in the 60s, and
and
then
then the weekend's looking gorgeous.
Is it better?
Friday night for the show is gonna be in upper 40s.
oh nice,
No
no,
sunny day, or so you don't have downtown, downtown
Nice.
Buffalo gets.
it's always windy. Hey Chris, what's going on, buddy? What else is going on? We got a what'd you say? Friday is Tessa's
Tessa's show in Buffalo.
in
Yeah.
Buffalo. Tickets still, or is it sold out already?
No, it's not sold out.
You can still get something.
There's going to be on Channel 7 tomorrow. They're going to interview Tessa and her husband, Nick Groff, for the show. It should be on either at noon and probably at 6, something quick. But there are tickets available. And come see the world-renowned paranormal dynamic duo.
Right, and you can find that all on your pages and
Yeah,
all the pages. We can,
Yeah.
Noel, all
I
of ours,
shared it.
all of it. Yeah, Citizens
please,
United.
yeah, it'd be great.
Check it out. What else? Robin, how are you doing?
I'm
Doing all right. You
doing
fought back the
alright.
flu. You did good.
Yeah,
That's good. Jerry looks good. Gail looks good. Everyone's doing well here tonight. Dogs are good. Yeah, no, no, nothing much going. It has been quiet. Next week we have Katie Rifford
Yeah.
who's going to be with us. She's got more news, to tell us.
Cool.
A lot of stuff
I
happening.
hope it's good news.
I've seen some of her posts.
Yeah, and I think today was a bad day. Today was like a 2-year anniversary. I think of when they took the kids from her. I believe it was today.
I can't even imagine what
So-
she's going through.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the worst torture I think you could put anyone
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, and the way you think about how that she goes one way and the kids go the other, right? She comes all the way across country. They stay there. No idea where they are. I don't even know how that. I don't even know how to do it. Stars, everybody. Don't forget about our stars. 99 cents gives us 100 stars. And, it's nice because when we get that 99 cents, whatever it is, we then put it back into the show and all the shows, but hopefully we can upgrade. We did upgrade a little.
Also, too,
Yeah.
guys, I just shared it on my Facebook a little bit ago. The GoFundMe for Robin. If you can't donate, at least press the share button.
Yeah,
It's really
please.
And shortly here, we'll be going on the hunt for a kidney.
Yeah.
It won't be long. Probably this month, by the end of this month, or no, maybe by the beginning of next month, let's say.
Right.
Probably by the beginning of next. Sorry, we're already at the end of this month
I know.
already.
Quick.
Hey, Scott. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Scott.
Oh, look, you got pictures.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Hey, Val. So let's talk about there's two big time, actually, and Belter, remember him? He's our D'Angelo's even, I can't say that. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I was going to try to rate them, but you really can't. They're scum as this, they're just disgusting pigs. I know there's a GoFundMe, but has anyone thought about doing a basket? Cool.
Okay, that's something.
Katie Rifford was mentioning that too.
We got some more information. I know you posted it, but I wanted to post it here, like his address and stuff, because then they change it up
Yeah.
on let me see if I can find. Oh, here's his cars.
Yeah, he has. I don't understand if he has two different cars
Yeah,
or if there's two different license plates.
same car though. Same
Yeah.
nice
Talking
2023.
about Nick D'Angelo.
Nick D'Angelo. Yeah, so you want to be careful.
Yeah.
If you see this, it is something though that he got out of jail out of being such a deviant. Because when you read, how about when you read on there the way they word it?
But
So deviant. So
every single day I'll read an article and I'm reading through it and I'm just like the way they describe him and
what
things he's
happened?
done and how he just gets off.
Why are there two different licenses?
License wasn't that weird? Yeah.
I don't understand.
Did he have one before he went in, and then a different when he comes out?
Well, he had the one
Right.
thing when he went in, but
Did he? Yeah. Yeah. He got we've said this a million times though. Think about going to jail and then coming out with a brand new car
Brand new car.
and a
Brand new
home.
car. He's got
That's like
funding.
it's like the Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got funding. He's got a lot of support. I got to give him credit.
There's the address of where he lives. So, and that's obviously public knowledge. So
Yeah.
there it is, where he works. So you want to avoid that because you don't want to get raped.
His work now is on 17 Court Street in Buffalo. So he's there a lot.
Yeah, be careful, everyone, because he is on the loose, and I'm not quite sure they're watching.
Yeah.
Because there's another thing. Oh, Bill's here. Oh, there he is. Their guy, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Glad to see you here, Bill. Bill, I want to bring up one thing. I did. It's not from you. I'm not going to say where this came from, but hold on a minute. Let me find it. I don't. But why is this guy doing this?
Yeah, why is he?
Why is he sending emails to people?
That's how you know probation is not watching him.
Yeah, what is
Why is
this?
he allowed to send emails to people? He's not even supposed to be using the internet.
That's what we thought, right?
well, that's what we thought. But I
It's
mean,
secretive.
we've got a lot of things, and nobody knows the conditions of his parole.
They want, the DA and everybody wanted to make it seem like, oh, sex offender probation
So
so
tough.
strict,
Mm-hmm.
so strict. He won't be
Yeah.
able to use the internet.
Can't do nothing.
I mean, that's exactly what they said. He won't be able to use the internet. He won't be able to see kids.
That's a Lynn Rita special, right?
Basically, they told the survivors and his victims that he wouldn't even be able to do it for a month. Probably
Yeah.
he'll get violated and sent to prison.
They did. They said they told the victims that he would violate it and go back to prison.
Of course they did. That's how they got the victims to agree to
Right.
it.
And
Right. They sold him a bill, list of goodies, and
Demoted him from Esquire to bitch. I think they did that to D'Angelo. He got demoted.
you know what? Just on that point, all the people that accused my daughter
Hey, Bill, nice to
of
see
lying
you.
to that, like Ken Hamilton and Tony Farina and Dave D'Angelo of right? None of you have a spine at all. No honor, nothing to admit you were wrong and just simply apologize. Not
Yeah.
even a simple apology.
can't even message you back or say anything
That-
back to you.
Yeah, it's cowardly. It's cowardly. I had I was in the market side the other day and I sat down and there was Tony Farina.
Oh, wow.
You just know what he looks like.
I know about Tony Farina. How can you forget that
Should have
face?
walked up and punched him right.
Nah, I was with the kids. I was with the
I don't
kids.
care.
Not with the kids. No, he looked at me like he knew, and I was just waiting to see if he was going to come and talk to me, and then I would have a wonderful talk with him.
Throw
Then,
punch.
but I didn't want to do anything. But anyway, I'm just
That's when you get the straw. And you say,
yeah, I'm just saying if you
No, I'm afraid I'll take it.
it's just amazing
Throwing
me though
the
that
thread.
amazing me though that adults like that can't come around and say, you know what, I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
Tony Farina should be in the nursing home. I don't understand how he's not in the nursing home yet.
Well,
But anyway.
poor daughters are probably taking care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just can't imagine why he's able to send email. It's making me sick. We were talking.
Yeah.
Remember, though, we don't know the ruling. We know who ended up buying the action.
Yeah.
We know it was his father, but we don't know if he's allowed to work.
Yeah,
it.
they didn't tell anybody.
Remember that? That was kept behind closed doors or something.
That shouldn't even be kept behind closed doors. It
But-
should be
So
public.
we don't
information.
know what his terms of anything.
No,
is.
we don't.
Keep sharing the fact that you shouldn't share the Niagara action
Yes.
or post there or anything like that, because I've noticed from sharing it, I've had a few people ask why. Some of them were dumb. Some of them were honestly didn't know. I don't know how they couldn't. Maybe they live under a rock.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I told them, they were actually informed that who was running it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you
So-
gotta keep saying it for sure.
You got to keep saying it.
Yeah.
You're right.
everyone's doing something else, and you see how sometimes Facebook doesn't. You just don't see other people's stuff
Yeah.
pending. But I mean, whatever. I mean, by now, I don't know. Well, that's like the but that's like the stuff at the little bakery still kills me when I
Oh,
still
yeah.
see, and it actually makes me sick because there's some really nice people that I really know, and
they make comments about how great.
No.
and it makes me cringe, and I'm like, oh my God. And then I don't even want to get in. Then I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to, I don't know what I'm going to do here because I want to say something, but then I'm like, you know, what's the point? I'm going to be the only one who gets upset.
Jason Hadley makes himself out to look like an angel.
Mm.
Like he
Oh my
really
God,
does.
yeah.
He makes himself look like he's some type of hero, and people believe it.
I see that all the time. People that we know, and then after they don't listen. I don't know. But anyway, all right. I'm not going to say
Don't
anymore.
wanna get involved. If it doesn't concern them, they turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Until it happens to them, and then they go crying about it. But if it isn't involving them, they just turn their cheek.
And that's why we are the way. Go ahead, go on.
I gotta say something. There was a comment made. I'm not gonna say by who. You guys know.
Mhm.
So the other day on Facebook, they said the reason why Nick D'Angelo's family defends them is because they're Italian, and that's what Italians do.
Bullshit. I'm Italian.
Yeah, and I said,
We're
I said,
Italian.
I'm sorry. I said, I'm 100% Italian. If I ever were to do half of what Nick did, my parents would whoop my ass.
That's a slap at Italians, isn't it?
Yeah, I said,
really
I don't know
is-
any Italian who thinks that way.
Yeah. No, that's called aiding and abetting a criminal. That's all it is. And don't you try to put it on Italians?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Dumb shit.
No, because I'm full Italian too, and I know what my father would have done.
Yeah.
If I did what they would look at too, and also a lot of Italian families are pretty religious. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to put up. You know what? The guy's on drugs. The guy stole some stuff. It's a whole different story. If you're telling me, okay, my son has a drug problem. My son did some kind of, I don't know. You could do nonviolent stuff that happens. Maybe you stole.
Yeah.
Maybe you embed whatever. Then I could see it. Like, okay, let's get him help. When you're doing murdering or raping, I don't get it.
Yeah.
You're not. I don't give a fuck who your kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've said it before. It could be my grandma. It could be my mother, my father. No,
Yeah.
it's not
That's a
acceptable.
violent offense. Violent.
Yeah.
And if you're violent with other people, it's only gonna be a matter of time before you turn on everybody else.
Yeah. Why not?
Kind of
Right.
situation. So that's violent.
Yeah. So
And
that's
they're not
not.
even all Italian.
No, I was gonna say that.
It's,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Different planet.
Yeah, that's not Italian.
not a damn family thing. It's more of a personal issue. Like in your head. Like if you're able, I don't care if you're Greek, whatever you are, that's something wrong with you. That if you think,
Right.
oh, my son raped a bunch of women, come on,
He
he
didn't
didn't do
really
it. Yeah, they just
He-
all
After pleading guilty twice.
right. Yeah.
Second time.
Right.
Well, a good film. Yeah, right. I just don't get that was terrible. I know I saw it. I ended up kind of
Yeah.
in that group because that was just so offended. I was offended.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah. I mean, no, what it is what it is. What we've always said. You don't want to accept the fact that, and I understand it would probably be hard to accept the fact that someone you raised as an animal and I'm sorry to animals. No, is just a piece of garbage. So sure, but eventually you gotta, like, how don't you go look at fuck it. I don't even know why. It drives me nuts because why wouldn't you go look at the people that you see are victims of it all?
Yeah.
And understand, like, oh my God, what they did, the damage.
Since the D'Angelos are watching, Dave D'Angelo, you can go check your inboxes anytime you want now.
Yeah, it would be a bad idea.
Yeah. If you were a real man, you would have already done. That's how you would have dealt with it.
Well, obviously he didn't get the message I sent to him, where I called him out for what he did to my daughter, said to my daughter. I told him, come talk to me. Why are you going to my daughter? Why don't you come to me face to face like a man? If you got an issue, I'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah.
You could come and try to destroy my daughter's reputation, and me and you could have a serious discussion on that. I'd be happy anywhere, anytime.
Well, I think he lashed out that day because that was right after he got the violent
Right.
sex offender, and I'm sure there was a lot of stuff going on in his house, and he lashed out and he just started saying shit because
They're not used to getting their own way, and as much as they got their own way, they
Wasn't
don't
even
see
enough.
it that way.
Yeah.
They think because he was labeled the violent level 3 sex offender that somebody
Yeah.
did something to him.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh, all of it's been done to him. There's no doubt. Everybody did it to him.
he's the victim to them.
He
Mhm.
is. He is the victim. That
Right.
piece of garbage.
They're all, to them, they're all victims, all of them.
Yeah.
The whole family, they're the victims.
Yeah.
So the girl that got killed in Georgia on the campus, it's her fault.
Yeah.
According to them, it's her fault.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You're lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare she go for a jog
How
on
dare you be
campus
there?
and have that illegal alien kill her, rape her, whatever he did, and it must have been her that started it, according to them.
Oh God. Yeah. There's a lot of people that think
Scott.
that. Well, I'm not even gonna. I don't think we can. I don't think we can speak those words. I'm gonna let it go. But it's fun. Yeah, that's like, you know,
Oh, I wish I could.
yeah. We're not even gonna. Well, we like it though, but we're gonna leave
God,
it.
I owe you at least a beer.
Yeah.
Let that. Because we'll be in jail or not jail, whatever you want to say.
Allegedly,
course, yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
God. So yeah, that's about it on him, right? We know his address. Everyone can see his address. Let me see it again. Let's put his address up for everyone. There it is. So geez, try to avoid him as best you can. He's easy, he's recognizable.
Yeah.
And he
Can
can
see him.
now he'll be in downtown
Buffalo, even better.
walking around, going to restaurants to eat.
And those people will never know who he is
Right.
out there.
He is.
Oh, because he works out there right now.
And those people will never know who he is. So if you're out there, check out for the car. Be careful. If you work with him, really be aware.
Yeah.
And if you're out there in probation, why is he doing that? Why is
Yeah,
he sending
I'd love to-
out emails to people?
I'd love
Right.
to speak to his probation officer and ask her why this is allowed.
Is there any way to message her?
I'll see if I can get her.
We know enough lawyers, right? And stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any way of finding out what this? I've looked it up, but it's never clear enough online. Bless you.
Right.
Where it says like, what does the violent sex offender probation mean? I know what it's supposed. Is there wiggle room? Like, can you just say that's it, but not? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is it not just
Is it made? Is it
it a
like
made
made
up
for
thing?
each person?
right? Right.
Nick must have got special sex offender probation.
That's what I
because
mean. Special.
He-
Yeah.
He's allowed to do things that others aren't.
Right. Yeah, so I don't get it. I don't know. And that's what I thought. Court Street is right near the court. Yeah, Erie County. When I heard it, when I first saw it, I'm like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
When I saw that address, I didn't just assume that place would be on Court Street.
Right.
That was kind of weird.
Mhm.
So he's right there. And I don't know. I'd love to know. I guess we got to talk to one of our lawyer friends and ask if they
Yeah.
know. They gotta know, especially some of the
I
defense
talked
attorneys
to a
we
couple
know.
of them. They said they're not sure. They've never heard what the judge ruled on.
See what I mean?
But there's got to be a way to find out.
Isn't that a bitch? He may not even be on it. Who knows what he's on?
Right.
I mean, I know he's on probation, but it could be, who knows?
He's got special sex offender probation.
Special.
Like they're allowing him to go online. And
He's a special sex offender.
yes.
He truly is, because he got 4 months.
He's a very special lad.
How many of those guys come out with a brand new car and a new home?
Yeah.
It doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
Usually it goes the other way.
$100,000 house.
You know, he
If he was just some poor kid from the city, he'd be up shit's creek without a paddle.
oh, the scumbag like that would be homeless, and should be whatever. But it should be being monitored though.
Yeah.
Just came in. What's going on? What's going on is we found out we had the do this real quick before we get into something else. I'll show you. D'Angelo got his stuff all updated online. So there's his address. There's where he works. You want to avoid that area. He's in downtown Buffalo now. So that's another problem because people in Buffalo don't know who the hell he is.
Yeah.
Vehicles that for some reason he's got 2 different license plates, but and this is all online. You can
Yeah.
find it on the Niagara County website, right?
Right.
The sheriff and all that stuff. Probably other places too, if you type his name.
Yeah. Bill Nye said sidewalks are fair game.
in.
Scott said he's definitely on
I-
golf level.
I also saw the Bandit was back. I
Yeah.
forgot to get the picture. I was going to put it up. I
Yes.
saw that
Yeah.
they're back.
Mr. Bandit is back.
Any word on if they stood up or did they come down?
I was driving when I saw them. I checked the next day and they were all taken down.
Again,
But I drove around today and there was a few more back up.
don't you
So,
might have to have him go to Buffalo and put them up on Court Street
yeah.
because those poor people have no clue what's
Right.
going on. I mean, you could have think
Should
about
hand it out.
that he unless does he work with women? He must.
Yeah.
And they don't know. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's disgusting there. And I called the job
They
plenty of
love it there,
times
yeah.
to ask why they hired a level 3 violent sex offender, like what their reasonings are, and gave them my number, told them to call me back, and I must have left like 15 messages. I haven't gotten one call back.
Hi, Micah Jones.
I just think of the women that have to work there.
I
Man,
called there too. The number that you
Yeah.
put out for Buffalo Biodiesel,
Yeah.
yeah, I called too.
Yeah, they don't call back.
and I just can't believe that. Like, I mean, you leave it, anything could go, anything could happen in there with it. Because I remember, like I said, I
Right.
remember working at the factory, and I understood why women would be a little concerned when you find out you have a rapist among you. What's it say that are put in the parking lot for it lasted a month? Oh, okay, that's not bad. We got a month out of it.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Micah.
Yeah,
Oh,
happy birthday,
Micah.
Micah Jones.
35.
no.
All right. How old are you, Noel? Do you tell your age, or you don't care, right? 32. Oh, that's it. 32. Wow.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say you're not not old at all.
No,
What's the matter?
not old enough.
Oh,
I remember 32, and it was a long time ago.
yeah. Send a flyer. Yeah, his work. I guess a trip to downtown Buffalo. I guess. I mean, because you would have to post them all over the place down there.
Can't you?
Archery.
Couldn't we hand them out?
Oh, you could. Sure, it's not against the rules to hand out anything, right?
I mean, that would just be making people in the area aware.
Oh, really?
They all are surrounding you, looking at.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I seen somebody stop when they were
There
driving.
was,
and I was looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point, we got to find out, and our lawyer friends don't even know, so we have no idea what his probation really means.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a point in the court, you were there, I think, when the judge didn't want to rule on the fact if he could still do the Niagara action or not? Was there something like
That was the last court date that I was there, but one of the other victims were there, and he specifically requested that the Niagara action be stricken from his probation. That he still runs it, and the court said that they have to decide on it.
They probably gave it to him.
They probably-
I bet you they gave it to
Because
him.
the way it's being ran, it's just like it was being ran before. It's the same shit.
Right.
It's all being ran the same, just like if he were to be running it. His dad's up to it.
Well, that's like I had somebody on one of the. It wasn't even my post. It was somebody else's post about the Niagara action.
Yeah.
Yeah, say that it's changed, and I said, "Well, it's still run by a
D'Angelo
rapist."
family, yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, I know." And I said, "So then it hasn't changed."
No.
And then the
She said
person
something
just said,
weird.
"Okay, you win."
Yeah, we'll be like,
You're
right.
I don't know what I won here.
Right, I do one.
Yeah. Actually,
What's the prize?
yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you don't want to know the prize
Yeah.
because it's probably gonna be something bad. Oh, Jerry left. Oh, he'll be back. I know
Yeah.
you want to talk about something. Should I play that other thing, or should I wait for Jerry to come back? Because I got that one. What do you think?
Dad, where'd you go?
Oh, yeah, he'll be back. We're gonna talk about. Yeah, we're gonna talk about a story that's been throughout. Did you see the story about the Georgia girl? The girl in Georgia
I
jogging.
didn't see it, but I heard of it.
You've seen it.
Yes.
We've seen it on the news in passing. Then I have another story. If we get to it, if we don't have time, we can save it. About the internet and First Amendment stuff, and if you should be allowed to say with basically
That
the
I
whole
think
case.
is a good one.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. We may get into that too. I'm sure we will here because I don't know how long this. I can't. This story is terrible. It ends up being because the border is wide open.
Yeah.
It's basically the story, and this was a high level. Would you say this is very visible? But there's probably I'll ask Jared. He'll know more. Like how this isn't the only violent crime that
Right.
has happened from the border in Georgia. We were talking about the Georgia girl who was
Yes.
jogging and gets the story much better than I do from the
On
Venezuelan.
campus, she was on campus, went for a jog in the daylight, and it's a massive campus, and there's a beautiful trail, and she went out and was attacked. I don't know what he did to her, but she died of blunt trauma.
Right.
Beautiful young girl.
Nursing student.
Yeah, real Christian girl. She was, and this guy, this monster rather, was from Venezuela. Joe Biden's buddy came in, and he went to New York at first, was arrested in New York for some kind of a violent I can believe it was a sexual attack on a young girl there. They arrested him and then released him. He went back down to Georgia, and where he committed this crime and killed this beautiful girl. And it's just terrible. Just a terrible, terrible.
There we go.
But it's amazing.
Same guy was arrested in New York for a crime against a minor.
Yes,
That's what James says.
crime. What that crime was, they were really. But
Yeah, well, I mean,
these people they're unvetted. They don't know who. Most of these people, they have no idea who they are.
True.
No idea. Just like the cop that was attacked in New York. Just like the stabbing in New York the other day against a tourist. By the way, Chicago, the train incident
All
on the
hate
train.
victims
It's
there.
all, and these people are absolutely on purpose being allowed to pour in here day and night for over 3 years.
and now you said 100,000 children are missing.
It's
No
over,
idea.
it's over 100,000 children that were simply handed off to people.
They're coming in, according to Dr. Phil today. You saw it.
Yeah.
With the kids are showing up with addresses written on their arms and phone numbers. And so he asks the Border Patrol people, what do you do with that? Do you do anything? And they go, well, we call the phone number. And he said, well, what after that? The guy said, nothing. They go. And he said, well, you're sending them right into prostitution. And they said, we know, but there's nothing we can do.
And they have armbands.
Yeah.
And the color of their armbands, how much they owe the cartels. And the cartels are very sophisticated. They know exactly how much.
It doesn't matter if you go 50,000. They're going to keep that kid and use them. They said that they sell these children up to 5 to 10 times a day, each child.
Jesus.
Little kids. We're talking
Yeah.
5, 6-year-old boys and girls.
Yeah, and so who cares if they own 50,000? Those kids are going to make a lot more than that every single day, bro.
Mm.
Over and over and over again till the kid's dead.
They'll be all over the world too.
Yeah.
They're going to go everywhere.
Yeah.
James says, I was watching a video today where a former FBI agent thinks after other countries are dumping their prison population here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Venezuela, very good,
Yeah.
James.
James
Venezuela,
says it.
they are emptying not only their prisons, insane asylums, and they're emptying them so they don't have to pay for them. They don't have to feed them anymore. They give them just let Joe Biden and the Democratic Party welcomes them in, no matter what they tell you on TV, that the border's secure. In fact, Carmela Harris, September 22nd, 2022, was on an interview on MSNBC, believe it or not, the fake news. And they will say, are you sure the border's closed? That border's absolutely secure. The guy goes, well, we have this information that it's not. That border is secure. September 22nd, 2022 is the day this monster that killed the girl in Georgia came into our country.
Jeez.
And she's on TV. They're all on TV saying, no, our border's secure.
Well, we know somebody personally who was bragging to us about coming over here illegally.
Yes, we do.
He was
Bragging.
bragging about how he came here illegally.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah.
That us here, we know that. Look at where we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about how far this is gone. If you get a chance, check out just clips of it. You don't want to watch The View, I know, but watch what Dr.
I would like
Phil
to see. Yes.
says to these people
Yes.
about the boys and girls coming in with addresses and phone numbers on their
Now-
arms.
And then it's incredible. He says these children are being sex trafficked. And the idiot,
So what the woman
I don't
says,
know who she is on The View, says all of them?
or just some.
Like
Well,
it matters.
does it matter?
Yeah, so if it was 1 out of 10,
Ready
you
to
know,
defend them.
yeah,
Right
right.
away, though, she's ready to throw a wall up to defend what's going on in this country.
Right.
Whether it's all 10 children or one child, they're coming
Ever,
over here
yeah.
and being sex trafficked.
Right.
They're saying the numbers that we're talking about is almost a joke. They're thinking really the illegals and the sex trafficking could easily be 30, 40,000, not the numbers you're seeing on the news.
Yeah.
They said it's way worse because of the unknown, the gotaways, they call them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then we talked about the rape trees, the cartels mocking the border guards and using the underwear of these children and hanging them in trees near the border so they could see them like decorations and mocking them and shooting at them every once in a while. Thank God Governor Abbott did what he's doing.
Yes.
Thank God for Governor Abbott.
He's always shot in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should.
Remember what the sack puppet in the White House? Remember when the border guards too were on the horses? With them, they accused them of whipping the illegals. Anything they could do to make the border guards and the ICE agents look bad. This has been going on for almost 4 years, obviously. And then found out that they didn't whip anybody, but they're going to pay. Joe Biden was on TV. They're going to pay for what they've done. And guess what? Total lie. MSNBC, CNN, all them pumped it. And guess what? Now they found out it's absolutely bullshit. Not one apology from CNN, no retraction. MSNBC, no retraction.
Right.
Joe Biden, who has no honor at all anyway, no retraction. And those guys paid a heavy price.
Well, Biden couldn't retract anything. Can't even say that.
Yeah, and he's headed to the border.
Yeah, him and Trump
Thursday.
are going to be there together in Texas together
Scott
for
said,
the border.
Scott said children's underwear and tree sounds like D'Angelo's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Right? Yeah,
And he
right, Scott.
It's disgusting what they are doing to this country. I fear for my son's future.
You should fear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wish more people would fear because it's a good, healthy fear, but we have to stop what's going on because it has everything to do with why we're at this table today. It
Yeah.
does.
Well,
You know what? We can't stop the rape that's going on in our country.
In our country, right?
yeah, amongst
One
American
on-
and American.
Yeah, American on American, priests,
Children rape, yeah.
Teachers.
teachers,
Everybody.
coaches, lawyers, all these people in positions of power. We can't stop that even,
Yeah.
let alone what we have pouring in.
There's
over the-
100,000 kids unaccounted for. That's nuts.
Under this
Yeah, right now.
under this presidency.
And you know what? We're never getting them back. So now, even after we shut this shit down eventually, hopefully, they're still here. They're not going, we're not deporting nobody. They're going to stay. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not, how you can't even find them. So, you
I don't
know,
know the
Place. I mean,
Yeah.
I told you I went to that store
right.
last week.
Yeah.
And there were no American people in there. These people didn't even speak English, and they were shouting to each other, and it was bad.
You know Gavin Newsom of California.
Yeah,
They're fleeing California. You know California they're on. Even Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
They left there today. They're packing up and getting out of there. Not only are the illegal aliens poor because they're a sanctuary state, free food, free medical, free house, all that stuff, free. They're even covering illegals sex change if they want it.
Yeah.
Even say- it's-
Yeah.
You can check it out. Check it out for yourself. And you know what? And I gotta say this again because I had only the one I on TV that is only Fox News is covering this. I'm sorry, some people don't like Fox News. Only Fox News was covering it. That is Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and there are a few others, and they're on it. They're on this story constantly.
It's nuts.
Constantly. Now the other channels I go to the nothing. You hear nothing. They should have what do they call the cheerleaders things they carry?
pom pom.
They should have pom-poms for Joe Biden and those channels. They're not. That's no news agency. Those people.
Well, I'll tell you, we really have gone to hell with a lot of things. But you think of like you're talking about giving them a sex change, and then, you know, not only that, like, you know what's wild in this country and the world is pornography, and I gotta say that's a big problem.
Yeah.
That's
It's
like but this is like really bad
Now
now.
because of these.
Yeah,
You can do it on your phone.
and there's people and go to Facebook. It happens every damn time. If you look at Facebook Reels, you've probably
Yeah.
seen it. And I tell you, I like to watch the fan fights in the crowd. I
Yeah.
watch the Devil and Rangers. It's so funny to me, these idiots fighting over their teams. So I'll be watching. If you scroll to see another one, you might not know what you're going to come up with.
Oh,
next.
that's happened on my phone
Yeah.
before where I was scrolling and I was looking at videos and then I clicked live and you should see the shit that came up.
Because I go across, and then next thing you know,
Holly.
here's a little kid dressed in a bathing suit. Why is that popping up here?
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's just sick shit, and it's too much. It really is. Of course, not every time a criminal is shot by cops, the stupid news media make it out like they were the victim. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's relentless. It's
You know what?
like a broken record.
You know when I grew up, when we had family functions, politics was never brought up.
Yeah.
You're never supposed to talk about, like, it's got to change. People have got to be made aware of what's going on here, because some people, just like the D'Angelo case, they're not paying attention. It's still, even though things are that bad, they deny it. Oh, it's not that bad. That's always it. Or they'll say our border's always been a problem. It's astronomically worse. Astronomically worse.
Yeah.
And the northern border.
Yeah, even here now. You're right.
They found a couple boats right here on across from
right?
Niagara on the lake. They're starting to use the lower river to come on over.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's insane what's going on, and I think people are starting to wake up a little more. I really believe that. I think there is a little bit. I mean, I know we go too slow around here,
You know what?
but go ahead.
As far as I'm concerned, I think it's their own fault, because they just push things too far. I feel like the left wants to shove the transgender thing down your throat and things like that. And meanwhile, we've got illegals pouring across our border,
The left,
killing our citizens.
you know what else about the left? I think there's some left that don't like it, but are scared to say it.
Right.
And I think you got to get them to say it.
They're violent.
You got
It's a very violent side.
You got to try to get those people to say it, because it's common. They can't take it. I know they can't, because it doesn't make sense. The transgender thing of children just doesn't make sense to anyone. You know what I mean?
Even people that are transgender have been outspoken and they're saying none of this belongs around kids. None of it, until they are adults. When they're adults, then they can make a decision like that.
And even
Right,
there,
They have
then
that shit in school.
I gotta say, even there, then you gotta be careful in my mind with even the adults, because now you gotta wonder. I mean, obviously, it's a free country. You can do it. It's free. You can do what you want. But you wonder then if it's not if there's an issue that you might need counseling for,
Right.
before this all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm even concerned for the adult that does it sometimes. Like, I wonder. I don't. And then why do we even offer it?
Right.
Do you ever wonder,
Right,
like,
yeah.
why is it even?
Look at Dennis, what he has to go through.
Right.
It's
Why-
amazing.
Why is it an option? Like, you wonder why. Man, it's something that's really difficult, because the girls, think about little girls, little boys, and we've talked about it so many times. We've seen them that might be a little more feminine, might be a little more masculine, with different ways. But it never had to. Not in my wildest mind would I have ever thought that this would happen. Like a tomboy. Right. Whatever.
Our schools have a lot of fault in this.
Yeah, they do.
They
Yes.
do. And I'll tell you one thing.
They pushed it.
Not just me, but a lot of the people I know. A lot of the programs these kids, while they're sitting in classrooms now, are sitting on computers. They're not sitting there watching all the time. Like when you went to school, there was an instructor. The teacher's at the board. He's teaching you something, or she's teaching you something. Now everything, these little programs, they're on the computer constantly.
Yeah.
And you don't know. And I've gone where something came up on those things that shouldn't have been on there. And they get enough of that shit at home. And they come over here. Next thing you know, their face is in that screen. And here we go. And I'm telling you, it's unsafe. They're being indoctrinated by a lot of people too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got to stop.
Yeah. No, the schools are probably where it started, where they really
And then
got in there.
Yeah.
We talk about college, forget it goes astronomical.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I know we're a lot more tolerant than my parents were. Yeah, I'm sure I am. My parents were born in the 30s, so
yeah,
they weren't as tolerant as we are.
Right.
But
maybe that's
and that's what I was about to say. Maybe because the things that they weren't tolerating, I didn't care. Like as I was growing up, I'm like, all right, who cares? Whatever. All right. My father would have and this is ridiculous, I know, but he was born in 1933. Would be a little shook up if he saw two guys holding hands. Holy smokes, he'd want to fight him. He'd want to throw him out of the city. He would lose his mind. So
I'm thinking about my uncles and stuff when you said that. I could just hear them.
Oh yeah, they go nuts. But okay, so that was it's a little too much, right? Isn't that what we'd have thought?
Well, yeah.
You're like, all right,
A little too much, but not a lot too much.
So you wonder though, if you said it, it goes from levels.
Yeah.
To where
swung.
My God, did it swing?
Well, a really great friend of mine, a great teacher, said the same thing. He says we were always taught in the last, 30, 40, this tolerance thing. You need to tolerate a lot of things, but it's time for intolerance. It's now for certain things, right?
Things, yeah.
It's time for the things that are like in schools. Our school should be a sanctuary. Those kids should be nothing reading, writing, math, that kind of stuff, and none of this bullshit should be in there.
Right.
The parents,
Kids can't sign their names.
right?
When I was working
Oh, I know.
at the credit union,
Yeah.
there were literally people that came in that probably anyone under the age of 30 that had to print their signature because they didn't even know how
They
to.
tried to wipe out cursive a long time ago. Yeah.
I mean, like, why aren't we teaching kids how to budget for to run a household?
Right.
Like, why aren't we teaching them practical things instead of,
Well,
do you want to be a boy or do you want to be a girl? You have a choice now, even though you were born one way.
home economics?
Yeah.
Most of those classes were taking care of your clothes and cleaning up, and take budgeting, like you're saying.
Right.
How to write a check and all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, they have completely cut that out.
Well, Cindy agrees with me. I don't usually get much agreeing, but we're going to say it and we're going to talk. She says, yes, John, I agree with you. I was having the conversation with my friend. She called them the old-fashioned Democrats. They are too afraid to say anything.
Yes.
Look at what they are doing to Robert Kennedy. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, they are.
right.
They are really putting him to the.
I would like to see the Democrats rise up. The people that we're talking about,
Yeah.
they need to.
Yeah, they got to speak up.
That party needs an
They're the
enema
problem.
Oh,
beyond
God.
beyond an enema. I mean, what's running those aren't the Democrats we grew up with. These are radical,
It's weird. Yeah,
left,
it's nuts.
beyond radical.
Yeah, it's beyond. Like they used to think it was radical. Just I used to be a radical
Yeah.
because I wanted health care.
Yeah,
And my whole Medicare for I used to be, that was my one thing. I thought that everyone should be allowed to have healthcare. I don't care where you live in the United States.
Yeah.
And I was a radical. Remember that? Remember in 2008 when I did the radio show? Oh my God. That was like, I was a wild liberal.
Mm-hmm.
I was out of control. Now that's nothing.
Right.
Think about them,
Yeah.
where we've gone.
I
from
went through the Vietnam War, and when teenagers and people, they started the hippie thing and all that, and speaking out against the war. At the table there was arguments. That kids were actually saying something against war, but now it's like,
Yeah,
holy
right.
shit.
I was sent an email from my credit union that stated not to use your street name on your check or they wouldn't cash it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. You're at the credit union, right? What's my street name? Like, what would a street name be? Do you know?
Like
What? Oh, it's something
like Jazzy J.
Oh, wow. The Fresh Prince? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
D-Dog.
Oh,
D-Dog.
oh, that's fun. Wow. You're
Sweet
some.
Daddy D.
So I guess like Nick couldn't use butt brick.
No, you're right. That was the best example. Right. Hashtag footprint. No problem, Liv. Thanks for showing up with us.
I live.
Extremists. Yeah, I guess that's the name.
We're cooking the night, Liv.
I'm just wondering if it ever does. I mean, eyes are starting to be woken up though on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about all of a sudden, I hear people talking about, you know what? I'm sick of giving money to everyone in the world. Let's stop.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. Now, maybe that's what Trump ushered in when he made his comments and remember what he did at NATO?
Yeah.
But like,
They didn't like it. He got torn apart for that.
but I'm noticing people that are getting it.
I'm seeing
Like-
a lot of people starting to change too, and
They're still doing that, by the way.
Are they?
France and Germany aren't paying up what they said they were going to pay
Yeah.
for the Ukraine stuff. And they're living next door to
Next
them.
door to 'em.
And that's what Trump did. He got at the table and said, it's unfair to the American people. We're paying all this money to protect you, by the way, and you're making us pay for your border.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the video of that?
Yes.
That's
I
real
have.
deep.
Do you think being Christian now is a bad, like, do you think that that's under attack
Oh, God.
Yeah,
yes.
in any ways?
Oh,
Do you think?
Christianity's been under attack.
Right here, right in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh,
You know,
my
all
God,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Because you know who runs the show.
Right.
It's all Jews. They all run
Right.
everything. They run everything. They don't like you. They never liked you. They don't like you. They don't think they are above you. They'll tell you
Right.
they are better than you. So that's what happens. Whatever that means. They tell you though they're better than you. But then they want me to send them the money when they're better than me because I'm a dog. I'm not doing it no more. I'm done with giving them money or anyone money.
It's a strategic ally thing.
Video.
You know what I mean? It is.
Yeah.
I think the decent Jewish people wouldn't say that. I don't think all Jews would say something
Their
like that.
book says it though.
Their book. Well, yeah, but that's where Jesus comes in. And they
Yeah,
only
like
want, they
Jesus.
didn't want any Gentiles to have it. You couldn't do that. So Jesus
And they
comes in there and
killed
says,
Jesus in the Bible.
Yeah.
So what?
they put him, the Pharisees and stuff, he went nuts. So watch The Chosen, folks. You'll get a good
Yeah, right.
view of it because he confronts them. He goes into the temples and confronts them, and they want him slaughtered. And they did.
There's
The
gotta
Romans just carried it out. That's all.
be a way to fix what we're doing, how we do things. Like I'm just saying, like we have an unwritten thing, like some, you know, the unwritten rules in like sports. Like when someone does something, I might fight you. Like when you
Yeah.
shoot the puck too hard in the open net, I'm gonna come in. It's kind of like here. We have unwritten rules like that we can't ever like look at. There's a good chance if I said much more about what I was just talking about, I'd be banned.
Right.
If I go any further on what I was just saying here, I'm gonna get it because those people run it. So they're gonna shut me down.
Yeah.
So I won't say much more about what I'd like to say because you can't.
Right.
So I think
I
people
like-
are starting to open their eyes
Yeah.
though and realize, like, look, we're not. You almost got to start really being just for us. I mean, Americans.
Make America great again.
Yeah, and just
That's
mean
what he's
it. Really
trying to
mean
do.
it.
That's what he was trying to do. That's what's going on. And then look what came up against them.
Oh yeah.
Look what came up against them. Night and day, using the mainstream media.
Oh,
But I'm going to say it again. There's a major component of the problem is the mainstream
oh my
media.
God.
That's what's pumping
There's
the
a voice.
poison up. Divide, conquer, and divide and conquer. That's what they do.
I think a big part of that is getting rid of the media. Like, not, I mean, obviously you can't get rid of the media, but you've got to get rid of the mainstream media as your way of getting information.
No, that's what's going on now. Yeah, people are taking away from and getting on their own. What are some good sites where we can get to? Oh, is
I've watched
is
them.
OAN any good?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
How
good.
about Newsmax?
It's good.
Newsmax. So there's alternatives.
Those two are
Yes.
they're basically they're a little bit they're Fox News with a little more. They might even go to the next step of Fox News. Like they're actually
Even more conservative.
yeah.
Mhm.
They
I
head
watched
over.
some little bits of.
They're pretty good. You'd like it.
Yeah.
They're
There's
good.
some people
They
on
report
YouTube.
on the border. Like it's you can get
Yeah.
they're doing it.
And there's people on YouTube that you can watch.
YouTube, our podcasts like
Rumble.
this. Yeah, Rumble's really good. Podcasts like this though is where
Yeah.
news is look at us. We're
Right.
little.
That's what I
Look
mean.
what we did with
the
D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Look at that story
Yeah,
that
right.
no one else would cover, or some of the other ones that no one else will cover that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Look at Katie Rifford. We're the only place that'll listen
Right.
and want her here.
Right.
We want to hear from her, and I look forward to it next week. But we had a story, but it's going to be too late. News isn't news anymore. It's all about people's opinions, no matter the network. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly get most of my news off X. It's uncensored now. I do like X. I'm on there a lot as well.
I don't know.
That's Twitter. It's Twitter.
Oh,
Oh, X now. I kind of wish though that Elon Musk would. There's a few things he needs to
Straight up.
ease up on and let. We should have went. I'm not going to play it because we don't have enough time.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I can play it. Why don't I play this real fast? It's a minute and a half. Check out what's going on in the Supreme Court right now. This is only a minute and a half. Here we go.
Is hearing two cases today that could determine the future of what we see in social media. At issue is whether states can limit how tech companies censor content on their platforms. ABC's Derek Dennis has that story.
This morning, a crucial question takes center stage at the Supreme Court. How far can the government go in regulating political content on social media? The justices will hear arguments today about whether two laws passed in Republican-run states are constitutional, one from Florida, the other from Texas. The Florida law bans tech companies from suspending the accounts of political candidates. The Texas law makes it illegal for tech companies to remove political content based on someone's viewpoint, even if it's hate speech. Supporters of these laws say social media platforms have been censoring users, especially those with conservative or religious views. But tech companies argue they have a right under the First Amendment to set their own standards to prevent misinformation.
It's about government, in this case, Republican government, forcing a private platform to say something it doesn't want to say. It would be like the government going into Chipotle and telling them that they have to serve hamburgers because people want hamburgers.
Restaurants don't have an expressive right to exclude Black people or Jewish people from their restaurants because they want to make a point. Similarly, the platforms, which again are the Supreme Court has called our public square, can't exclude people they don't like to make some obscure and not quite clear expressive point.
Both laws would allow tech companies to be sued for violations. The lawmakers in Florida and Texas say they're trying to regulate the business actions of tech companies, not their freedom of speech. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
And this case could have far-reaching implications, from what you see about the presidential election to even how spam is regulated. The justices are expected to issue that ruling by this summer.
All right. So basically they're talking about censorship on social media. And we're on social media. Here we are.
Mhm.
And we'll be sent. We could be sent. We've been censored before. We've had that. We've had parts of our shows taken out. We've had all kinds of things happen, especially when we were talking about rape.
Right.
We've been cut out. There's places we can't even say the word. We can't even spell it. You have to remember all the tricks you have to do
Yeah.
with it. Remember that stuff? So I'm for let it all go. That there should be all of it. Say
Yeah.
whatever you want to
Well,
say.
first of all, there's no reason that a former president should be banned from a social media platform. That's just ridiculous. And a candidate.
Yeah. Candidate.
Yeah, not only is he a former president, but he's a current candidate.
Right. And I'm for hate speech.
And I'm for hate speech in
So
a
you
way
know who it
too,
is.
because
Made a good point here, James. James says, then you know who it is.
right.
You can know.
I don't like censored. Let them
Say what they want.
go ahead.
Let us see it all. Let us say everything. That's what I would
Same with the View. We
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
the View. Let them go. I don't want them to censor the View. I can't stand any of them, but I want to hear them.
There's certain things you cannot say online or you can't even, you could think of some of the most heinous people through the world, through the history.
You can't say murder. You have to say unalive. Like you
That's
can't say
ridiculous.
great. You have to say
Well,
great.
political
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, you don't have to. That's the good news. No, you don't. You don't have to.
on TikTok, you have to.
Well,
And
TikTok,
probably
get off
on
it.
here
You
too.
guys should get off of TikTok.
What about if I wanted to, for history's sake, wanted to go see a Adolf Hitler speech? I cannot do it. I cannot go on here and find it. I can't,
I was brought up with that when
Yeah.
they showed us that.
and we
I
can't
remember they showed us.
try to go to
Yeah.
Google to find. You're not going to get it.
No.
You can't even find it.
Really?
No, you can't. And, or, you know what?
How about
Translate.
YouTube?
No way. They're even worse. You translate it into English.
Yeah.
So everyone they won't do it. They won't do that, and that's not right, because you should be able to hear what was said.
Right.
But YouTube's really bad. Actually, YouTube's one of the worst. They shut you down quick.
Well,
That's
yeah,
probably the most censored we've ever been is on YouTube. Even
because if you want people to be for or against something, you have to give them the full you've got to put Adolf Hitler out there for people to know I'm against that or I'm for that.
yeah, you got to let people be for or against stuff.
Yeah.
I think you know what I mean. You can't force it, and that's what this has all been. I think it's all been forced.
That's a good point.
Erasing, yeah, right, Cindy. Erasing history is a huge mistake.
Yep.
Huge.
George Soros took control of 235 radio stations.
When are they going to get this guy?
Jesus, he's got to be 100. He's been around forever and ever.
Yeah.
I was reading it when he was during World War II. He was turning his own people in.
I never knew that.
George
about
Soros,
him.
from what I read,
Yeah.
you know how you read.
Who
them.
knows? Yeah.
You know, but that he was he Turkey? Where's he Turkey?
Yeah.
Wherever he was from. I'm sorry,
I don't even know either.
But he sided with the Nazis, and he was turning his own people in,
And-
sneaking around and blowing
Right.
people in. That's George Soros.
That's what Hugo Chavez did in Venezuela, and he then later took control of the TV stations. Yeah, there's no doubt the fight for that media, well, all media now too, even like I say, even it's not even safe for you to be on YouTube type.
Right.
You got to be careful. I wouldn't be surprised, because I will put this on YouTube, what'll happen after the fact that we just said the name that we said some of the things we've said. I'm curious if and it won't matter to me. They can send, go ahead, do it. Let's just say Soros bought up a bunch of Odyssey debt. Oh, okay, conservative talk will be gone. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's where you get a lot of your podcasts.
Attack on conservative speech has been going on for quite a number of years now. I remember at Berkeley, and what was the blonde-haired girl that used to speak on Fox News, the real long hair, she was real Ann Coulter.
Yes, that's right.
She went. Now, you like her, you don't like her. Well, that's not the point. She went to speak, was invited at Berkeley, California, and they physically attacked, broke the doors down, and they threw stuff at her, and she had to run.
Yeah.
She had to run for her, So this is an old story now.
And it's old. Yeah. It's even way worse. I mean, you got people that just aren't even allowed on social media. Well, Trump isn't. He has to do all this stuff on secondary things. That's wild that you did not allow the ex-president on social media.
And current candidate.
Yeah, current candidate, not allowed on. I wonder if Kennedy's been, I wonder if they kind of censored him a little bit. Hey, John.
And even Kennedy says it's wrong. That stuff, what they did to Trump's wrong and everything.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah.
In a good world, Kennedy would be the Democratic nominee.
Yeah.
In a normal world.
He is. Because Kennedy, I like him. Seems like a decent guy. That's an old Democratic type guy right there, and they kill him.
Oh, they are. They're starting. They are, right? Even as they just literally, yeah.
And then we got Nikki Haley taking donations.
Yeah, if Trump don't get elected this year, you'll never see a Republican president.
Yeah.
That could be the case. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I mean, that might be true. That really might be true, James. If he doesn't win, I don't know when a Republican ever wins again. It'll be important. Yeah, this is interesting. That's an interesting point.
Right.
We got to get some Democrats, whether they like him.
You got to get people to change. Yeah.
You got to vote Trump. You have to go. You have to. If you don't stop this freight train right now, our country's in serious due. We're already in serious. We got World War III just percolating out there. The place is on fire. The Middle East is on fire.
Yeah.
And we have to ask whether we should have the American flag in the classroom still and things like that. I mean, that's where I think, like you said, Christianity's under attack. I believe it is. I believe the whole American way of, the whole thought of being one America is. I think it's, we want to make it comfortable for this group and that group and this group. And in the meantime, the Christian white Americans are not being represented.
And most of this country is Christian. And Christians have to speak out.
Right.
They never did. They were too meek, too mild. They're going to get run right over because you have some real enemies coming after us. And, you don't have to be a religious fanatic. Stand for your cause.
All right, guys. She knows it's time's up. Yeah. That was basically saying enough's enough, guy. Yeah, that's a bad. No, we did. I think you're right. I agree, Robin. The only thing what bothered me, and I'm going to go with this when it came to this is why when you got to be careful with patriotism though, because what I saw after 9/11, that patriotism is the kind I can't see that because that's what caused.
Oh, well, no, I think I also think we should stay out of everyone's business. We should be out of Ukraine. We should be out of Israel. We should be out of everywhere until the United States is right.
And it just didn't matter
where I'm going.
Don't get everybody.
And we went the wrong way. We did all these things. They lied to us because they knew the patriotism was so high and people were all around, all happy, all together. And they used.
But if we don't believe that we're all one America and that we all are under the same flag, then what are we? We're just a bunch of idiots.
Well, go ahead, Jerry.
My great friend Jerry Cavello just got on. He went Trump 2024. So, hey, Jerry, boy, we can use your opinions anytime you want to jump in, buddy. because you're a real American.
I just remember, all I'm saying, Robin, is in that time when everyone was acting like they were all together towards a common enemy,
Right.
Washington was able to lie to the people and stand up there and said, look at that. And you knew he was lying right to you, Colin Powell and the rest of them. And what happened? One of the biggest mistakes ever.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
That's what scares me. I feel like they use everything against you.
Why they did that, I don't know. I mean, I still can't. And I was as gung ho as anyone. I got to admit, Saddam Hussein, go get him, kill him. I wanted after those towers went down, I would go, anybody I didn't like out there, I wanted them dead. I mean, that's just how
they used it.
Now I'm looking back, oh shit, we should have never gone in Iraq.
And I feel like they used it on us. They knew it, and it was their opportunity to go.
Why would they do that though? What is it? The military?
I truly think it was
the money.
The money that Dick Cheney stood to make after blowing all of it up and having to rebuild Iraq with Blackwater, all those different things and all those, because he made a ton of money after that. So
I think Dick Cheney doesn't take enough of the blame.
No, he is really one of the worst that we've ever had here. He's really terrible. He was horrible.
Well, you're right. Oil.
Yeah,
but
oil too. We didn't take
their oil. Donald Trump was the one that take their oil.
Well, yeah, that's what they told us. Remember? That was another thing.
Right.
During the whole patriotism, those people, and our gas, I remember Cheney saying our gas prices, watch how far down they go, and all that nonsense. But in the end, I think it was just to make it was all money. It was all, remember you had to rebuild Iraq and all those contractors that had to go over there. That was a ton of money. And those contractors were getting killed. And it was all, don't you remember Blackwater and all those things?
Yeah. They would get,
and they blinded us with patriotism. That's what pisses me off.
You're right. That's a good point. Being blinded by it.
We all were.
I must admit I was. But then our son ended up in the middle of Baghdad too. So I mean, I was 1,000%.
Right. Weapons of mass destruction. Right.
Yeah.
That's what did us in, because we were scared.
And for all the people who gave their service, I mean, that is an amazing thing. That's not to say that they didn't do something patriotic for their country, but their country led them wrong.
Yeah, because we were blinded and they knew we were scared, which caused everything. And then next thing you know, you're going anywhere.
I think it was just, we were at such a boiling point. We had enough. And by at that time, if you remember back in Iraq, we were protecting the Kurds in the north.
Yeah.
They were being fired upon every day. Our jets were being fired upon every day. All that was continuing on. Saddam Hussein did have chemical weapons because he used it on the Kurds.
And themselves.
He killed over 1 million people.
Right.
And like one Iraqi general said, you know what he did? It took him about 2 or 3 hours to pump all that chemicals in a couple trucks, and he drove them into Syria. So I think that was there, but they were long gone.
Right.
So there was really nothing left.
There was nothing left.
Jerry, we talked about that earlier.
We talked about
and
Dr.
he's going to
Phil,
be on Jesse Waters tonight. I can't wait to watch.
Talk about Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And that.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll be on.
All right, Jerry. See, I knew you'd come around.
We will wrap this up. I got to wrap it up.
He's this guy.
Wrapping up. You got to go. Oh no! All right.
Jerry,
I know he doesn't.
you got me wound up. Jerry, they're after me. Help me.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do then. We'll be back next week with Katie Rifford, which will be cool. We get to hear all about what's going on with her. She says a lot of new developments. She said.
Yes.
We need to find out more about what D'Angelo's up to and why he's able to send emails. Hopefully, we get some information on that.
Yeah.
Find out more about his case, if it really did get thrown out or not. We have someone, Bill is on the case. Bill Nye said he's going to find out. So
The mighty Bill Nye.
Yep, he's calling and he's getting after him. So we'll find that out.
There's a good Democrat.
Oh yeah,
Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Bill,
one of our favorites.
we need you.
Anything else before you got to go?
Don't follow, and share anything from the Niagara Action page.
Yeah.
Still owned by rapist Nick D'Angelo.
Yes. Don't please just stop with them. Tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, I'm doing Puckett with Bill, who was here watching from Wisconsin. We do all the hockey talk. Friday. Friday is what? Spitball on Sports. Saturday is Falls Count Anywhere. And we'll be back again Monday. Almost, yeah. I don't think I'm doing Wednesday or Thursday. I don't even know. Yeah. But Pocket. And then Jim Behringer stuff, the guy from Full Press Hockey.
And what's going on with Dennis Hannon?
We don't know. It's on Dennis. If Dennis wants to be on,
He's
it's on.
flying out to see
He
him.
must be good because he's not here tonight.
Yeah,
We're at least.
I don't know. Nah, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Alright.
Yeah. I haven't spoken to him in a little bit. I don't really know. I just saw things online. Right. If you had a conversation, didn't you?
Yeah, and
But I don't know if
I
we should
did,
say anything or not.
I did see he posted online
I
that
thought I saw it too.
yeah, he did post online that he's gonna be going on Tucker.
Okay.
The podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to watch on your podcast. Yeah. And as far as his show, I don't know if it's ever come. I don't know.
Right.
Because we haven't heard. But it's open to him
He's
when
been
he wants
busy,
to.
yeah.
Yeah. He's available. We're available to him. All right. Let's go home. All right. All right, guys. See you guys next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thank